everyone, it's Gina here, and today on Healthy Happy Hooray, we're going to be making Gina alla Cacciatore. My recipe is based on the Italian traditional dish called chicken cacciatore. Cacciatore in Italian means hunter style, and it was used back in the days gone by, whereby the men and women of the region would actually go out and hunt rabbits to put in their dish along with a bunch of vegetables, mostly tomatoes, onions, peppers, and mushrooms. These vegetables were cut into a very large, chunky style pieces and thrown in the pot with the rabbit. Now, today's version, instead of using the rabbit, they use chicken in place of it and use chicken parts such as the legs and the thighs. And while I like the concept of these flavors and of these vegetables, I wanted to change it up a bit. And in my recipe, cut the red pepper, onion, and the tomato, and the tomato and also the red pepper into very small pieces that could be incorporated quickly into the sauce. This method is known as a mirepoix, and that's what I did. So with that said, I'll show you how I cut up the vegetables and how I changed the recipe up a little bit. And let's get into the recipe. To begin with, you're going to need 1 yellow onion, 1 red bell pepper, 3 garlic cloves, and 1 carrot. So now we're going to take our carrot and simply peel it. Cut the carrot in half and in half again, and we're going to take it and cut it on its side. Then take your knife and rough chop it across the carrots. Next, you're going to want to take your red bell pepper and cut the top of it off. Then cut it in half. Then take out the white bulbous part of the pepper. Then you're going to take your red bell pepper, put it on its side, and smash it down with a knife. This makes it flat and easier to cut. Then you're going to take it and you're going to cut it perpendicular. Make sure that when you use the knife like this, you put your hand in like a claw position to protect your hand when you're cutting fast. And take your knife and you're going to go the opposite direction and start cutting into the pieces, the dice pieces. So take it, kind of line it up, and take your hand again with the claw and make sure to use the back part of the knife because that's the sharpest. You're going to do like a rocking motion and get that nice small dice. Next, take your onion and dice it into small pieces. Next, we're going to take our garlic clove and we're going to smash it down. That way we can get the skin off of it. Then take it and cut it into a very fine minced garlic. The next step would be to add mushrooms, but I forgot to order them. So instead I had some potatoes and decided I would cut them up and use those instead. For my dish, I just added chicken thighs with the skin on it. I seasoned them well with salt and pepper, and that was it. The next step is to put 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a cold pan. Bring it up to a medium-high temperature and spread the oil around with a spatula. After a couple minutes or until your pan is sizzling with the oil, put your chicken thighs skin down into the skillet. Once they're down, don't try to move them for about 3 to 4 minutes. They need to braise, so in order to do that, they need to be in one place. And if you move them, you'll just rip the skin. So just leave them alone and let them cook. And then after 3 or 4 minutes, when you can move them, turn them over and again cook them for 3 to 4 minutes. After the chicken is done cooking, place it on a plate and set it aside. Next, turn the heat down to medium. Saute the red pepper, onion, and carrot for 8 to 10 minutes until the vegetables are soft and translucent. To add a cup of white wine, dry white wine would be preferable. Use this to scrape the bottom of the pan and add flavor. To add the diced tomatoes. Next, add 1 teaspoon of granulated sugar and some salt. stir all together. Add some oregano to the pan. Next, let the vegetables, the wine, the tomatoes, and the herbs simmer together for 10 minutes. After that, add the chicken back into the skillet. We're going to put the potatoes into the skillet with the chicken and the vegetable mixture. We're going to turn that on to about medium high until the potatoes get soft for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then after they soften, put the lid on and let it cook for about 5 minutes more on a low setting. The tomatoes, potatoes, and the chicken are cooking. Get out your parsley and your basil, fresh basil, and cut that up and have that ready. Next, put your Kalamata and your green olives onto the mixture and then sprinkle it with a little bit of the basil that you cut up. Let it sit for about 3 to 5 minutes just to incorporate and then take it off the stove. This is how it turned out. It was absolutely delicious. It served 4, and the macros on this dish were only 318 calories, 11.3 grams of fat, 39 grams of carbs, and 10 grams of protein. I paired this dish with a garden salad, and it was very satisfying. I hope you'll give this dish a try and enjoy it as much as my family did. Please check out the other dishes in the playlist here for other recipe ideas.